Alrighty, what's going on, guys? I hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic morning, or well, it's morning for me. So, hope you guys are having a fantastic day, evening, whatever. In this video, I'm going to be continuing our little project of making different places amongst the galaxy for this little short film or animation that I'm making. Now, going into making this specific place, some of my references were kind of just like underground caves, and specifically the main reference I used was Jedi Fallen Order and the Zeffo planet slash temple that is in that game. It's definitely one of my favorite areas in that game. I love like the mountainy, like greenish kind of look, but once you go down into the cave systems, there's like these cool temples and statues and like eroded bridges and some like plants and stuff. I don't know, it's really cool. It's like a whole little underworld environment inside of a mountain or cave. And that's kind of what I wanted to go for here. So I wanted to have like a central point where there's walking through a cave out into like an opening area in a sense. So that's pretty much what I started with, was the cave entrance. I have my character in there just as reference right now. This is actually like a 1.0 version of that character because the armature was completely screwed up on this one. So I had to redo it. But anyways, it's just reference. Started with this cave tunnel, like I said, where we'll be walking out from. Something that I wanted to add in was like rocks all over the cave, just to make it not like a uniform hallway. I don't know why, but using the rock generator crashed my computer twice amongst trying to render. But as soon as I deleted the rocks from the rock generator, now that I'm talking, maybe I forgot to convert them to a mesh or something. I don't remember. I don't know why that happened. I don't use like the rock generator very often. So there's that. I also took some time to learn more about textures and like lighting and displacement and bump, just to give more detail into using textures. To add a slight little touch to our rocky looking texture, I wanted to add in like a little bit of a water look, just to make like the cave look damp. So I went ahead and used a noise texture along with a color ramp and plugged that into the roughness to get just like a little puddle look here and there around our lands or around our area. And I think combined with the volumetric cube, which we put in with a little bit of a density node, so it gives us kind of like that foggy in a way look. But those two combined, I think, bring the cave really to life. And at this point I was trying to do a few test renders just to see what the lighting and water and just how everything kind of looked just in general, just to get a basic idea. And this is where my computer was crashing from. It has to be something to do with the rocks, because I thought it was because I was using 4K textures and I have an older PC and that I couldn't handle it. I thought it was because of that, but once I deleted the rocks, it rendered fine. So yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I'm still obviously new to Blender, so not really sure. I troubleshooted what I could, but yeah, I definitely didn't figure that one out. But in a way, I did figure it out, because when I deleted them, I was able to continue my project. And because I thought my project was pretty much done, because I thought that I wasn't going to be able to figure out something for rocks or something, I didn't record the next step, which was starting like this temple area and this bridge. If I'm being honest, I feel like I did record it, but I went through just about every file I could think of where it could have accidentally been recorded, and I couldn't find it. So just like the spaceship video, there's this weird, awkward leap, which I'm sorry. I'll work on that in the future. But next up was to make our temple that we will be walking towards. There was one reference image where Cal Kestis is like walking up to this cylindrical kind of tower building sort of thing in Jedi Fallen Order, and that's pretty much what I wanted to capture. So I brought in a cylinder and just turned down the sides to like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something like that. I think I did actually 9, now I think about it, just to have one off for a doorway. But yeah, I basically just extruded some points and then inset those faces to give us like the walkway entrances. And that was pretty much it. I also just added some loop cuts and inset in some other places, just to try to give a little bit more detail, so it's not just like this cylinder rock with one door opening. And then eventually I thought it would be really cool to have like some chains going down like it's holding the temple in a way. I don't know why. It doesn't really make sense probably architecturally, but I thought it looked really sick with just a bunch of random cool chains like draping down from the outer walls to like the temple. I knew I didn't need to go too crazy on detail with the temple. Just wanted to add some like indents and stuff in it. So once I was happy with like this general shape here, like this general look, my next idea was to add some statues into not only the cave but like along the bridge up to the temple thing. I remember some of the corridors in Fallen Order have like the Zepho statues. I think they're like bronze usually. Bronze statues like in the hallway corridors and stuff like that, and I thought that's a really sick idea. So I wanted to create some statues to go along our bridge down to the temple as well as inside the cave. And to do this, I honestly just brought in a cube and just kind of made like this simple, basic alien kind of look thing. Just kind of a head, big eyes, weird shaped head with like a couple arms. There's nothing that crazy to it, but I do like what it added to the scene. So now it's time to place them. So I went ahead and placed a few in the cave and at the beginning of the bridge. Now initially I wasn't too happy with how they were looking because I did actually want to be able to see the statues in our piece and in some of the darker lit areas. Obviously in shadows they weren't seen. So I had the idea of making their eyes glow, and just like with our spaceship, I started with the normal just emission for the eyes, but I realized that wasn't the look that I was kind of going for. So I went ahead and added our crystals to these eyes and made them a nice orange color, which I think just adds enough to the scene. It's enough to catch your eye so you know something is there, but it's not overwhelming in my opinion. Alright, and for whatever reason, after I finished placing all the statues, I wanted to add a couple more in the front of the temple, because currently we just have them in the cave and on the bridge. But I wanted to add a couple more kind of bigger scaled statues, and I wanted to make them look a little bit different. So I took our statue and ended up just building off of it a little bit more, adding a few more, I don't even know what to call them, like extruded areas of the head, like horns, but they're not horns. Something like that. And then also change the eyes to blue just to give a contrasting color. Following the last few statues, or our new statues, it was time to make the chain link for our chains that are going to be attaching to the temple. This is very simple. I honestly thought this was going to be a lot harder, but I brought in a Taurus, shout out the OG donut, and built our links out of that. And then just added a nice metal texture to that. So the next and final part for this, which won't be another YouTube video, you'll just see once the whole short animation comes out, this part's in it. But this is all we have for now. I just wanted to show you guys what a rendered view kind of looks like here at the end. Appreciate you guys all checking out this video. If you guys made it this far, please drop a like and subscribe. And be prepared because we got a whole lot more on the way. That being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.